Hey, my name is Logan. I've been looking into how your teenage years truly affect your life, and I've been doing research on different websites, and I've been doing like personal research to look into how my life will be affected by my teenage years and by what I'm doing right now. And I am trying to tell other people so that they know what they can improve and they can see how it's like backed up by some research. I have research for 2 out of 3 of the things I'll be talking about, maybe more. It's either 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5. Sorry, 2 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. But your teenage years have a very big impact on the rest of your life because your teenage years, you're looking into like what you want to do. Most people in their teenage years still live with their parents. They're still deciding what they want to do. They have the opportunities to jump around and truly find out what they want to do, and they have like a net behind them so that they don't have to worry about just messing everything up. But you have to be able to do that and find out what you want to do by the end of your teenage years so that you at least have something to fall back on. Create your net for yourself so that you don't have to rely on the one that's already there, because that net will soon disappear. The first thing that you can do to better improve your teenage years is limiting social media. This is a big thing that I had to do. I don't use social media as much as I used to. I used to scroll on TikTok and Instagram like 8-10 hours a day. Literally like everything that I was doing, I'd watch TikTok, watch Instagram. I try and do everything while doing another thing. But there's a lot of like, I guess there's health benefits technically that you can get out of stopping watching social media as much. You can stop, like, once you stop watching it, your attention span is very decreased by social media. Most people that watch like TikTok a lot, like it's hard for me to watch movies and watch shows, and I've heard my friends say the same things about it and have the same experience. And it's really like crazy how one app can make it where you can go from watching a whole movie to not really being able to sit there and watch one anymore. Another thing about social media is you're disconnected from the real world. You sit there and you watch stuff that doesn't help you at all and isn't helping you be productive, which is okay to like not always be productive, but it doesn't help you at all, and it kind of hurts you because whenever you just sit there and watch social media, you sit there in loops. You end up, a lot of teenagers will compare themselves to the people on social media, and then they will become like sad or whatever, or like jealous of what they have and like sad that they don't have that, and it brings down your mood. Because if you, instead of looking at what other people have and strive to make yourself a better person and limit the amount that you're looking at the other people, and instead just looking at yourself and focusing on how you can do better, it helps you so much more. In an article, it stated, social media hold considerable power to distract adolescents' attention. For instance, a majority of adolescents admit that they are often distracted by social media while doing homework or while being with others. This is proof that it distracts you from being able to focus on yourself and be able to improve what you're doing, because it doesn't state that they were like out there looking at other people and what they are doing, but it takes away from yourself too, and it makes it where you can't really focus on yourself, and you're out there focusing on other stuff and trying to go without like outside of reality, but you need to connect to the real world. Because in your teenage years especially, like, it's okay to disconnect for a little bit, and it's okay to disconnect like at any age really, but it's how often people are disconnecting and what you actually have to do. If you have stuff that you need to do, then like they're saying, homework or while being with others, social interactions are getting messed up because of that. sit there on their phones and they're just sitting in a corner. Whenever you have homework, like, it's annoying to do that, but instead of putting that off, you can reward yourself by doing the homework first. A thing that has helped me better my teenage years, which I guess I'm like halfway through being a teenager right now, but setting goals for myself has really helped me being able to turn like any task into something simple that I can accomplish really quickly. Because if you have a task for yourself, you know why you're doing the task, you have it like set in a good manner where you know what exactly you're supposed to be doing, maybe around how long it's supposed to take or how long you want to do something. For example, this book, I am roughly halfway, not halfway, I'm a third of the way through the book, which I need to read another chapter or 2 chapters today, which that can be a goal for myself. And that is something that is accomplishable by today, because I'm setting a goal. I'm setting the goal to read 2 chapters. I'm setting a time frame. Today is the end of the day is when I want it finished, which means if I'm having it finished by the end of the day, it's something that I can just take and like work towards in a small amount of time and take various like steps, little like steps, just to get through the book so that I can finish the 2 chapters within just a day, which turns reading a big book, because I'm not just saying that I want to finish this book, I'm saying I want to read a part of this book within a certain amount of time, and then I can focus on the later steps. Turning something into a simple task takes you outside of the bigger picture, meanwhile keeping you on an inside point, just making it cut out like a cake. You don't sit there, you make a cake, and you don't have the cake just for everybody. You cut out little pieces. If you think of eating a cake by yourself, cutting out the little slices and eating a slice at a time, that's like making a goal. You're just taking it step by step. Or like stairs, you don't go up all the stairs at once. You go up and you take the first step and you put your foot on that first step, then you do another. That you have to build the staircase in order to be able to successfully do what you want to do. This is backed up by another article. It says setting goals improves informants. It gives improved informants. Goals direct our energy and focus towards performing actions skillfully. Improving our technique enhances our performance across various tasks. Improve focus and persistency. They help us stay focused for longer, recognizing and emphasizing our personal need for self-improvement. More intrinsic motivation. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now or something. Working towards goals typically leads to a higher intrinsic motivation. Our inherent satisfaction, interest, and curiosity increasingly drives us. Increased autonomy and self-determination. Goals support the perception of being in control and being able to make a difference in the life, domain, and focus. Heightened task enjoyment. We enjoy task more, resulting in sustained engagement and effort. I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'll read the rest after. But I'm going to go ahead and explain. What these are saying is, like, heightened task enjoyment, it's right there. What you can gather from that is whenever you set goals, you'll like the task more, because it makes it, you aren't looking at like everything you have to do, you're just looking at one little part, and it makes it easier for you to just sit there and do one little thing at a time. Because if I'm thinking about running a marathon and I'm just thinking about that rather than just running the first mile, I'm going to be like annoyed or really mad, rather than sitting there and thinking, oh, I just have to get through the first mile, and I'll be happy about that, because it breaks it down, and I know that I'll have a whole marathon ahead of me, but I'm just thinking about the first mile and what I want to do with that. It supports the perception of being in control. which if I'm thinking about running a whole marathon, I may have thoughts saying, I can't do this no matter how much I've trained, or like, do I really want to do this, or like, should I give up, or should I back out? But if I just think about like the first mile and make goals per the mile, then it'll make it a lot easier, and it breaks it up, and it makes a huge difference in it. With intrinsic motivation, it says it hires that. That means that you'll have motivation, more motivation for all the goals, like most of the goals you set. Like, yes, there's going to be some goals that this isn't completely true about, but like a mile, if you're running a mile and you think, or you're running a marathon and you're thinking about just the first mile, you're going to have so much motivation rather than thinking about the whole marathon. Like, that first mile is going to be one of the best miles. Like, just thinking about the first little steps is going to help you so much, because no matter how, like, no matter what goals you're completing, you're helping your future, you're helping like the bigger picture, and you're looking at that, which you'll get motivation, and you'll want to try and at least complete something, like, even if it's something little. Like, if you don't have like the biggest amount of motivation, you should try and push yourself to do something else, but you'll be able to do a lot better whenever you gain that motivation just from breaking stuff down. It says improve focus and improve performance. Those kind of go together, because if you have good focus and good performance, then you're doing really good on what you need to do. You will complete the task, and the task won't just be like halfly done or poorly done and you have to go back and redo it, or you're scared that you'll mess up. You'll be able to sit there and focus on that one thing. Whenever you're writing an essay, you don't think about just writing the whole essay. You first think about writing the intro, writing the background information, then writing the thesis. You think about that first paragraph, and whenever you're thinking about the first paragraph, it makes it so much easier, and it makes it where you can just focus on that and don't have to really focus on like the rest of it. Because if you're trying to write a whole like intro, then your first body paragraph together, you can't really do that, because you need that first step. It says I think I read this one, heighten task enjoyment. You'll have like, you'll really enjoy, you won't like, it's not gonna be like the funnest thing in the world, like the most fun thing ever. It's going to be enjoyable. You won't be like stressing about it and thinking it's the most annoying thing in the world, because you'll at least know it's gonna help you, and you'll know what you need to get done. It says higher satisfaction, or higher satisfaction. Individuals with clear goals typically report improved overall satisfaction. Now, this means whenever you finish the goal, you're happy. You feel like you completed something, and like you actually did something. You were actually productive, which whenever you set goals, you increase your productivity, which that makes sense that you'll feel more productive. Improved ethical behavior. Mastery goals which focus on improved performances are associated with more ethical practices, which being ethical is really good, and it's really like something that everybody needs, because being ethical is something that being ethical is something that everybody should be, and I don't understand not having ethical practices. Like, for example, I set a goal to have this video out on Sunday and having it edited and stuff, which me editing it and posting it also means putting the links to the to the articles that I'm reading off of, so that I'm not copywriting, or like, I don't know if that's completely copywriting, but not giving like the place that I'm getting the information from. It says increase cooperative behavior. Goals promote cooperation within teams and between individuals with shared aims and values. They can encourage a focus on self-improvement rather than outperforming others. You focus on what you're doing whenever you set goals, because whenever you set a goal, it's not another person is doing your task or another person is doing what you need to do. You focus on what you have to do and what your goal is and what you want out of this, not what somebody else wants. You have better well-being and wellness. Goal-directed behaviors such as pursuing exercise and healthy eating choices support psychological, emotional, and physical well-being. Psychological well-being is really important. That is like one of the, like, psychological and emotional well-being is really important. If you aren't psychologically or emotionally like well, you'll have a lot of problems. It'll make everything so much harder. I have experience with both of those, and maybe I can talk about that again in another video, but that is something that if you are just looking at the bigger picture and that's all you're looking at, it makes everything 1,000 times more than that harder, like so much harder. It's not worth it. Like setting little goals it helps you so much. Positive psychological effects. Approach goals which pursue a desired outcome, encourage us to take on new challenges, and support task engagement and connection. As an antithesis, avoidance goals, where we attempt to prevent undesirable consequences, can evoke negative feelings such as stress, anxiety, and dread. Rather than just going through and doing a task that you think is going to help your future, but whenever you set a goal and you know what you're going to do, you have such an easier time. It's so much easier. You won't have as much. It says can evoke negative feelings such as stress, anxiety, and dread. That's what the undesirable consequences do, which goals prevent that, because it says as an antithesis, avoidance goals, where we attempt to present undesirable consequences. This is saying that goals, if you can make it like this is saying that goals can help prevent these unwanted feelings, which it's not saying that it's going to completely remove your stress, anxiety, and dread, because you may still feel these, but it makes it where you at least can help deal with this by looking at the bigger picture. You can take a second, you can look at all you have to do, and you can look at how it's going to help your bigger picture. Because I know I'm using a lot of like similes and metaphors, but it's a puzzle piece. You're taking this puzzle piece, you're examining it, you're looking at the rest of the puzzle, you're looking at how this one piece is going to make a difference in the puzzle. You know how whenever you're making a puzzle and you have like the box right there with the picture on it, you're looking at that picture, you're looking at how if you don't have this one piece, the picture is not going to look like the same. It's like you don't have a piece of Santa's beard in a picture of Santa with the elves. Like, you're missing a really big piece. Like, all the pieces have a part, and you're noticing that whenever you're just examining the one piece. And that will help you have less stress, anxiety, and dread, because you'll slowly place it there, and you'll realize if you didn't do that, everything was going to come out differently. Greater effort. It says greater effort. Mastery goals typically increase the enjoyment of the activity and lead to higher levels of effort. This is, I think this was pretty much already gone over in one of the first ones. It says improved performance, which I associate that with greater effort, and I think I put this in another video, in a YouTube short actually. And greater effort is, you definitely have greater effort whenever you have that, because you're just focusing on one thing that you have to do rather than the whole, like, everything else. Whenever you're just focusing on that, you give your all just to that little portion, just to get that done, because whenever you're done with your goal, you can either move on to another goal or you can take a break before that. You just have to sit there and finish. You just have to finish your goal, and you can choose what you want to do after. Don't think about what you're going to do after. Think about finishing the goal. Improved emotional regulation and enhanced self-esteem. Appropriate therapeutic goals offer opportunities to manage emotions better, build a more positive self-image, and learn coping mechanisms. So these aren't talking about the same goals that everything that I'm saying right now is talking about, but these are having therapeutic goals alongside your other goals very much can help. It can help you avoid as much stress. If you just, maybe something that I really started to like to do was journaling. It helps. That's a therapeutic goal that you can set for yourself, is saying that you want to journal 5 minutes a day. And that is also called a SMART goal. I'm going to make a video about that. And yeah. Okay, now I'm on number 3. Sharing my goals has helped me a lot, because I've shared my goals with a lot of people that I love and that I know will support me in what I want to do, and I know that they will help me and push me to do it if I'm not feeling like doing something, and it creates accountability for yourself. If you have somebody a partner or something, or your parents really care about how you're doing, and you tell them about your goals, just you don't even have to completely tell them about it. You just have to at least let them know that you have goals for yourself, and you can push yourself. It will help you, because they'll ask about how you're doing with your stuff and how you're doing with everything that you're talking about, and that will really push yourself to just be productive, finish your goals, and just try your hardest. Number 4 is focusing on the more important tasks first has helped me a lot, because sometimes I'll put the biggest thing that I need to do in a day first, so that I can just go and do little tasks. I will usually if you've watched one of my videos, I usually have 3 goals a day, and one of my first goals will be to do schoolwork. That's one of the first things that I usually do in a day. I will finish my schoolwork so that I can just have that out of the way, and everything else is basically just relaxing. My biggest goal for today was getting this video out, because today is Sunday and I'm recording, which I was supposed to have been editing and recorded this over the week, but I haven't been able to find time, which that is one of my biggest goals for the day. So I'm focusing on that right now, because it is 4:45 right now, and I should have this out by 6. I really hope I have it out by 6. Another article says, when you prioritize tasks, you can also boost your productivity and lower stress levels by focusing on performing actions in order of their importance. Like I'm saying, just doing the most important stuff. You get that out of the way, the rest of your day, your day literally just gets easier. If you have an essay, you have a chapter of a book you have to read, and you have a little poem you have to read. If you finish your essay first, then you read the chapter of the book, then you do the poem, everything's just going to get easier. You will thank yourself so much by the end, literally by the middle of it. Once you finish that essay and you get to reading the chapter, everything's going to feel so much easier, because you got that one big thing that's the big hurdle that you have to jump over, then every other hurdle is smaller. And it gets to the point where you're just stepping over them. Okay, 5 is take all the opportunities you can, and don't wait for your success to come to you. Don't wait for somebody to tell you, oh, this is how you can just become really successful and this is how your life is going to change. Don't sit there and wait for a video to pop up. Don't wait and just for somebody to tell you exactly what to do. Instead, find out what you can do on your own. Find out how you can better your stuff. Find out how you can better everything. And what I've been trying to do is find books based off of what I want to do. Try and take classes outside of regular school based on what I want to do, and just try and take steps for everything based off of my goals in the future. And I used to be the type of person that will sit there and wait for an opportunity to come to me, but now I'm trying to create my opportunities. And yes, you will still have opportunities come to you, but whenever you're creating your own opportunities, it creates more opportunities to come to you. Because right now, I've created so many opportunities, and so many more are coming to me just because of a couple of steps. Just because of a couple of things that I've done in life has made it where I'm doing so much better than I was like the same year, or in the last year around this time. I would have been sitting in my room all day. I would have been, that TV right there, I would have been playing on it. I had a couch behind me. I would have been sitting on that couch playing a game on that TV every day. But now I'm trying to step up, and I'm trying to create goals for myself and do better than what I used to do. I still play on there a couple of times. I probably have like 50 hours in the past 3 weeks on that TV. But I've been doing so much better with that. I have created goals, and I guess I've had a goal in the back of my head to not play as much as I used to, because I don't play as much. I focus on what I really need to do before, and I don't wait until I get motivation to just do anything else. I create the motivation. I create the motivation by just sitting there and opening what I need to do. I open my laptop and get to the schoolwork. I open the book and start reading the chapter. There's this rule called the 2-minute rule. If you search up a video about it, I'll explain it briefly, but you can also watch a video about it, and it's you say that you're going to do 2 minutes of a task. So because the hardest part of a task is starting it. The hardest part of doing anything is starting it. Like if you were to go outside and start running, and you say, I'm going to run for 2 minutes, it will make it so much easier for you to start running. If you start an essay and you say, I'm just going to do this for 2 minutes, you'll start doing it, and most likely that 2 minutes is going to finish by the time you're in the middle of a paragraph or in the middle of a sentence, and you're just going to keep on doing it, because you're not really just going to do 2 minutes. It's just something that you tell yourself to give yourself motivation to do something. It's something that you tell yourself so that you can basically just trick your mind into doing something productive. And 2 minutes will create a lot. 2 minutes, just taking that little step of doing 2 minutes will create so much. But thank you for watching this. I think everybody should follow their dreams. Do what you want to do, and just don't wait for the moment. You create your moment. If you can create your own moment, you can work on it, and you can revise and edit your moment in the future, and you can work on that on your own. But it's better to go ahead and create your moment than wait for it to come to you, because you'll have control of everything, rather than waiting and not completely having control, and possibly not even having what you want. And you should make your teenage years count. Yes, like go out and do fun stuff. Like who says that I don't do fun stuff? I bought a Lego set today. I'm 16 and I just bought a Lego set. I make videos on YouTube and TikTok. I have a lot of fun, but I'm still trying to be productive and doing everything that I can to like focus on my future. you should do the same. And I'm not trying to make this a video just talking about this is what everybody should do. I just think this is a good suggestion, and you can take it or not. If you watched the whole video, thank you for watching, and have a good day, and goodbye.